Time for an all-natural alternative. A new study has found that chemicals in skincare products can negatively affect women's hormones and may contribute to infertility or breast cancer. Beauty products often contain chemicals such as parabens, which are antimicrobial preservatives, or benzophenones, which serve as UV filters. Researchers from George Mason University collected over 500 samples from 143 women aged 18 to 44 who had no chronic health conditions and didn't use birth control. Analysis of the samples indicate that those with the chemicals present in their system produced abnormal amounts of the reproductive hormones estrogen and progesterone. Too much estrogen has been linked to fibroids and irregular periods, but too little prevents eggs from maturing. Excessive progesterone, meanwhile, is associated with breast cancer and unusual vaginal bleeding. Researchers stated that with cosmetics having such a large impact on women's reproductive health, it's important that women pay attention to ingredients in the products they use. Though results may need to be confirmed with additional research, researchers added that it's best to just avoid using anything that contains these hormone-disrupting chemicals. Being a woman is tough.
Woman forced to give birth at home in a hurricane. There are do-it-all moms, and then there's a story of this do-it-all Miami mom down in Little Haiti. The woman was at home on Sunday morning when she went into labor, so she called 911. Unfortunately, paramedics weren't able to get to her because of Hurricane Irma. So the dispatcher did the next best thing, and after contacting a medical director, walked the woman through how to deliver her own baby over the phone. The supermom ended up successfully popping her new baby girl into the world. She even delivered the placenta herself and tied it off as well. Damn! The mother and her baby girl were later safely transported to the hospital by rescue workers.
Girl, that's not how you do it. A woman in Bangkok, Thailand learned not to wear her makeup in a moving taxi the hard way after the vehicle slammed into a truck. The unnamed woman in her 20s was applying eyeliner in a slow-moving traffic jam in the Bangkok area. And suddenly, the driver crashed into a pickup truck in front of them, and the impact was so strong that it forced the eyeliner pencil into her left eye socket. That's not gonna look pretty. Paramedics came quickly, and luckily the pencil missed the vital parts of her eye, and her sight will be unaffected. Whew. The woman was taken to the hospital, where doctors were able to remove the pencil without further injuring the woman's eye. Well, girlfriends, this story should serve as a warning for some of you who do your makeup in a moving car, because accidents can happen. Maybe it's better to put it on before you leave the house? Woman removes ovarian cyst containing hair and bones. A British woman had been suffering from extremely painful periods ever since she was 15. Callie Hack told Business Insider that every month leading up to her period, she would have a ton of bloating and inflammation, crazy lower back pain, blackouts, hot and cold flashes, and fits of dry heaving, and a nice coppery taste in her mouth to top it all off. Doctors told her that some people just have more painful periods than others, but when she got into her 20s, the symptoms got even worse. Finally, 5 doctors and an ultrasound later, Hack discovered she actually had an orange-sized dermoid cyst on her right ovary. Dermoid cysts are sac-like growths comprised of hair, teeth, skin, bone, or cartilage. According to the American Journal of Scientific Research, ovarian dermoid cysts are usually present at birth, but don't develop until the reproductive years. Hack finally had the cyst removed in November of 2017, which her doctor said looked like a rotten chicken wing. That's a problem. A new Yale study indicates that women suffering from heart attack symptoms are less likely to have it diagnosed properly, leading to serious problems. Heart attacks occur when blood flow to the heart is cut off, often due to arterial blockage, which then results in tissue death or damage. In the U.S., heart disease is the leading cause of death for women, accounting for 1 in every 4 female deaths. Data from heart attack patients aged 18 to 55 show that 53% of women who sought help prior to hospitalization were told their symptoms weren't heart-related, compared to only 37% of men. 90% of men and women reported having chest pains, but women often had extra symptoms like indigestion, heart palpitations, and pain in the jaw, neck, and arms. Instead of attributing their symptoms to muscle pain, the women were more likely to chalk it up to stress and anxiety. They also had multiple risk factors for heart disease, which suggests doctors should do more to rule out a heart attack when presented with such cases. Toxic shock syndrome explained. In 2012, model Lauren Wasser lost part of her right leg to a rare but potentially life-threatening condition, which she claims came courtesy of her tampon. Toxic shock syndrome is typically associated with menstruating women and is caused by toxins from the Staphylococcus aureus bacteria. TSS is linked with tampon use since the synthetic fibers and high absorbency provide the ideal breeding ground for the bacteria. Symptoms include gastrointestinal distress, a sudden high fever, low blood pressure, a sunburn-like rash, and redness of the eyes, mouth, and throat. Toxic shock progresses rapidly and can lead to kidney failure. Though fatal, it is treatable with antibiotics and fluids if diagnosed early. Another variety of the syndrome is caused by group A Streptococcus bacteria, with those having cuts or burns or having had recent surgery especially at risk. Toxic shock syndrome is rare enough that there is little information on how to prevent the onset of the disease. For now, the best way is to clean any injuries and frequently replace tampons.